future and a hope. You will make it through, that's who you are.
Welcome to Determined Women of Destiny with your host, Yvonne, the Motivator Man. Welcome. Thank you for joining Determined Women of Destiny today. And as you know, I am your girl, Yvonne, the Motivator Man. And for all of my naturalistas, this show is for you. So if you got friends that have natural hair or thinking about doing a natural hairstyle or just, you just have questions, call your girls, tell them to tune on in. I have the pleasure on the show today to have Wendy Woodward. Now, Wendy is the CEO and founder of Breewoo Natural Hair Care Products. Welcome to the show, Wendy.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you inviting me to your platform.
Well, I love your products. I use them, and we're going to get into that a little bit later. But I just want to know what was it that prompted you to say, I'm not going to put relaxer in my hair. I'm going to, let my hair be natural and whatever happened, happened.
Well, I transitioned twice. Okay, the first time I was getting my hair blown out by my hairdresser, and I didn't even notice, she just said, stop relaxing your hair. It's no need for it. I can straighten it out. And I was like, I had the nerve to think that was a badge of honor. So I was like, okay, cool. So she was blowing my hair out every 2 weeks. I was getting it straightened. And I started to see the toll it was having on my hair, but I kind of ignored it because I left my hair care up to her. Um, and then one day I had to stop. I couldn't go to her for whatever reason for my appointment. And I ended up doing my own hair and I saw the damage. My hair was severely damaged from all the heat that she was using. My scalp was all flaky and dry. My hair was like so limp in my hands. It was, and it was so thin that you could see my thoughts. It was bad. It was bad. So I decided, from then on, I was going to take my hair care back into my own hands. And then I started transitioning from the heat damage to natural. Now, I know I should have chopped it off, but I didn't. So that's why I ended up going natural. It was not by just, stand or anything like that. It's because she kind of told me to, and then she damaged my hair.
Oh, okay. Okay. A little bit like my journey, I have very sensitive skin in my scalp, and I got really tired of getting burnt. Every time I put a relaxant in, I gotta run to the store, get some vitamin E, put it on my scalp because
Mhm.
that's what stops the scabbing, right?
Yeah.
And I still would end up with scabs.
Scabs all over.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this. And like you, my hair just was not surviving well being a cosmetologist myself, excuse me, a cosmetician. I ain't studying anything 40 years. I'm a master cosmetician. And
Amen.
I knew there had to be a better way. It just had to be a better way, you know. And I had thick hair. It had thinned out. Um, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be happy being nappy.
Yeah, I mean, after I really, went through that transition, it was 21 months that I went through that transition. And, that's a long time and it was a grueling process. I went to school for cosmetology to learn how to do my own hair, ironically, and then I let somebody else take care of it and she totally damaged it. But the thing is that 21 months of transitioning taught me so much about natural hair besides because school didn't teach me nothing about natural hair. Like, to be
Mhm.
honest with you, it taught me about how to process my hair,
Right.
so I know what it does to my hair when I process it, but I never learned anything about natural hair. I learned how to deal with my natural hair doing my natural hair. Um, but going through that 21-month transition was like so hard. And I was like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Why not cut my hair off? I don't know why. I'm persistent. When I want something, I'm going for it.
Mhm.
So finally, after the 21 months, I would do like mini chops and I was doing like styles like twist outs and twist and curls with rods and stuff like that to kind of match the textures.
Mhm.
Um, and then finally, after 21 months, I chopped the rest off and met my natural hair for the first time because I had been relaxed since I was 5. So I
Wow.
never knew what my natural texture felt like. I didn't know what I was getting.
Back up. 5 years old.
5 years old. My mother's like, it was like, I don't know why she would relax my hair. She can't. And she's like, I don't even know why. She's like, it was like the thing
Oh
I
my
got pictures.
goodness.
I was 5 years old when I had my first relaxer.
Mhm.
So I never knew what my natural texture felt like.
You see, that the love-hate relationship women of color have with their hair.
Mm.
5 years old.
Yes, 5 years old.
5. I was 14. I was in ninth grade. I went and got a super Revlon relaxer,
Ooh.
and that was in the 70s. So there
It
was
was all
no
that.
there was no lie, right? It was a lie.
It
Right?
was a lie, honey.
Yes. I read it, I read the box because I have been playing with hair care for a long time because I could press my hair by the time I was 10,
Oh,
right?
wow.
By the time I was 14, I could trim my hair. Didn't No one taught me. I just knew, always had a fly cut. It was mine, did it right in my bedroom.
Nice.
And I said, you know what? I'm gonna put this relaxer in. And I put it in and I thought I had ruined my hair
Oh, wow.
because it was pinned straight, right? I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna rinse down the sink. And it didn't. And it was nice. It was straight. I put my little curling iron in it, had me some curls, and it was downhill all the way, right? Oh my goodness, it was so much easier. I could sweat. I didn't have to worry about putting a pressing comb in it.
Mhm.
But the scalp was destroyed. Was
Yeah,
destroyed. And we have a love-hate
we
relationship,
do.
with our hair.
We do.
And we have to struggle so much because there was a law that passed that said, oh, it's okay, you can wear a natural hairstyle. Why do we have
Yeah,
to pass a law to
it's
wear our
something that's
hair the
it's
way
something that's growing out our own
out
scalp.
of our head? So
Yeah,
if that law wasn't passed, my style and your style, we could
will not
not
be
go to
accepted.
work in it.
Yeah,
It has got to be absolutely, absolutely, positively the most ridiculous thing
it
ever.
is.
Ever. And every job I've ever worked on, they've seen every hairstyle, they've
Mhm,
seen every color. I live out loud through my hair.
mhm.
And I really wish somebody would have tried to put restraints on me for my hair,
For my own hair, my own
my
natural
hair,
texture.
my
But
hair.
ironically, at work is when I went natural. At work is, and I work in a pretty, you know, whitewashed industry,
Mhm.
for my job, and they were more accepting of me going natural back in when I go natural 2000. I started transitioning 2008, 2009, and it was our people that didn't like it and that had so much criticism for me. Like they were like, when you straightening it, like people would say, like, I just don't understand how people could say things to you about your person. Like if you like something,
Oh,
they have like this, they're loud and proud about telling you what you should be doing.
yeah.
And I was met with so much criticism from it. But at work, they were like, oh my, they were fascinated by it. So I didn't have that backlash at work,
You know
ironically.
why there was so much criticism? Because you were bold enough to do what they would
Mhm.
not. Now,
Yeah.
I have nothing against my sisters that want to have a relaxer. God bless you with that.
God bless you.
You know,
I'm
I'm
It
not that
works for people.
sister. I'm not that sister.
Mhm.
Um, and I think it is horrible that you would have something to say about my natural hair,
Yeah.
right? Like people said to me, "Oh my goodness, why don't you color your hair?" Well, I've had every color in the rainbow, right? And I'm not going to color my hair black because you think my gray makes me look old, right? I've lived long enough and gone through enough hell to have this gray hair, so it's gonna stay here. Thank
And
you
what's
so
wrong with
much,
it? That's
right?
crazy.
Um, thank you so much, right? So it's always something, right? Well, why
Mhm.
would you cut the sides off like that? Because I got a hot flash one day and it didn't go away for a week. So I'm a chunky chick and I had a big old afro and I had to choose my struggle. Okay.
And it looks fabulous.
And
That's
and
why.
I thank you. And I had to really get used to it. And my barber isn't one that likes to cut my hair. being a barber, right? You would think she would like to cut my hair. She does not. You know, when the afro's there, she almost refuses. And
Oh,
she will only cut my hair the way she thinks that it would look good. And
oh,
people say, "Why do you go to her?" Because I trust her, right? I trust her.
that means a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. But this natural hair care journey has not been an easy one.
No.
It's not. There were many products that I tried, and it just didn't happen. And when we come back from break, I'm going to tell how I was introduced to Breewoo products and how now they're the only products I use on my hair. So you guys come back so you can hear a little bit more about these products and Wendy's journey as an entrepreneur and a small business owner of one of the fastest growing hair care products in 2024. You guys make sure you come back. Hey, sis, have you ever thought of what stirs your soul? Has your passion and purpose bonded together to create the life you dreamed of living? If you answered no to any of these questions, my journal, Designated Survivor Beauty of Your Ashes, can help you put things into perspective. Order your copy today at lulu.com. That's LULU.com. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you have joined Determined Women of Destiny. I am your host, Yvonne, the Motivator Man. My guest is Wendy Woodward. She is the CEO and founder of Breewoo Natural Hair Care Products. And y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to this show. Your support is such a great encouragement for me. And the more of y'all watching, the more of you get the information. I have some of the most fabulous guests. And today, if you're a naturalista, you want to make sure that you get all the tips that this show is going to give you. Because if you're like me and you've had some issues with, how to style or products, listen, you're going to get some information to make that a little bit easier for you. Before the break, Wendy and I was talking about our journey into natural hair care, and how Wendy came to, just want to develop products for her own hair. So Wendy, as an entrepreneur of a natural hair care product line, tell us, how you started developing products. How did you first start? Like, did you go to a manufacturing company? Were you mixing it in your kitchen? Did you get products that had what you needed? Tell us, how this all started.
Okay. Well, when I was transitioning, I was introduced, well, through my research through with Ayurvedic herbs. And that's mostly like Indian herbs and stuff like that. And they were helping me through my transition. They were nourishing my hair. But when I cut off the rest of my transitioned or my damaged ends, I was fully natural and I was having a hard time still keeping my hair moisturized. So I'm trying everything on the market. I'm buying things like I was a product junkie. I had closets and closets of products,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing was working for my hair to keep it moisturized for even a single day. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, my hair, I love my natural texture and it felt amazing, but it would not stay moisturized. So I started like doing research on like, ingredients that would help it keep it moisturized. And I started buying the ingredients and mixing them up and just experimenting. And I was obviously the guinea pig. And certain things, I would write down my recipes and certain things were working. So the more they worked, the more I saw that they were working on my hair. I was like, wait a minute, this is actually working. And then other people were asking, like, what are you using in your hair? Because now my hair started to thrive. It started to like look better. It would look more moisturized. So that's how I started in my kitchen, just mixing up ingredients and DIY in it.
I gotta tell you, ain't nothing better than a product that's homegrown. Okay.
Yeah, the love is there.
Yeah. Yeah. And you see, like you said, you were your own guinea pig. So
Mhm,
anyone who had your hair texture, your hair porosity, you knew it would work, right?
mhm,
And so you have to know your hair texture. Are
mhm,
you a three? Are you a four? Are you a A, B, or C?
mhm,
Right? You have to know if you're low, high, or mid porosity. So you're asking, well, how would you know, Yvonne? If you have a tight curl, that's a 4C. I'm a 4C. This is 4C. Okay.
Mhm.
I know where my people come from. All right. I know. I know exactly my heritage. And that's one thing. Darcel Cologne told me, she said, when you go natural, all your ancestors come out to play, right? You know who they are and where they're from. So um, I do know I have 4C hair. If your hair is a little kinky, curly, that's 4B. And if it's wavy, that's a 4A. Now
Mhm.
the threes are that wet and wavy hair, right? You
Mhm.
wet it, it's gonna curl up. So a 3C is really, really tight, but still curly.
Mhm.
Not this curly, but loose curly. A 3B is
More
curly
surface.
wavy.
Yeah.
And a 3A is just,
A thick wave.
it's kind of straight, but it got a little bend to it.
Mhm.
And if you want to know high porosity hair, is hair. You take a strand of hair, the second hand strand of hair, put it in some water. You put the strand in the water. If it goes to the bottom, boom, that's high, right?
Mhm.
If it kind of waits until it sinks, it's medium. And if it's hovering on the top, it's low. Low
Mhm.
is, you know, those people that they can put their hair underwater and put
They
it
ain't
back
gonna be.
up and it ain't wet.
It ain't
That's
wet.
low. That's low, right? So now you know the differences. So
Mhm.
now you can research what products work well for your hair type and your hair porosity. Because a lot of times 4Cs are using stuff for a 3C and it's not doing any good. And a high porosity using something for low porosity, and you're wondering why you can't comb through your hair and it feels like it's kinking up because it's not for your hair type. So you
Mhm.
can't say the product didn't work, right, Wendy? It's not
Yeah.
that it didn't work. You didn't use the right product.
And also, people are layering. They're using anything, and certain ingredients are just they're meant to like certain ingredients that they sell us down the big box stores and beauty supplies. Those ingredients and those products, a lot of them are the very thing that's causing our hair to be dry. Okay, and it's blocking moisture from entering our hair. So when you're starting new products, you're supposed to clarify your hair so this way you can remove all the buildup before you start using anything. Like otherwise, you'll never know it works because you have all this buildup from all of the ingredients that I constantly talk about it on my platforms, using these ingredients like mineral oil and petroleums and all these things that stick onto your hair, silicones that stick onto your hair. And eventually, yeah, at first it works pretty well, but after a while it builds up on your hair strands and it blocks all the moisture from your hair. So
Mhm.
you should be clarifying your hair even before starting any new products, besides knowing what those products, what products work best for your hair. Because I find a lot of people have that issue. Like they like nothing's working. I'm like, well, when's
You
the
got
last
so
time you
much on there.
clarified? When's the last time you clarified? You might want to
Right, it's so
clarify.
much on there. And oils, like every oil doesn't work well for every
Doesn't penetrate.
hair
Yeah.
texture, right? And
Mm-hmm.
there's oils that you can put on your hair that can diminish the moisture,
Mm-hmm. You got
you
to know
know.
what it is. Yeah.
Right. And scalp, you have to nourish your scalp
Mm-hmm.
because the hair grows out of the scalp, which means you got to nourish your body too, because what you put in is what comes out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
And you see, this is 4C, I have an undercut, and these are twists. I just twist the middle, cut it. I cut it all down. I twist the middle. Sometimes I'll take some spray so that it stands up. It all depends on how I
Yeah.
feel. Sometimes I'll let it fall down to the side. It just all depends on how I feel. Now, I met Wendy at a Curl Fest, and that was an event for natural hair care. And I go over to a booth and I see all the products and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, this is nice. I think you gave a little sample out. I think it might have been the oil or something, and I know I used it, and I was very pleased. And when I decided during COVID that I was going to grow my hair out, because everybody was scared, and I was wearing weaves, right? I had a weave, and I was like, "Oh no, ain't no Kobe getting up underneath this weave." And I had again just hair in the middle and a little bit more on the sides, and I wore my hair wrapped in the little knot, the African chignon.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I wore that to work. I wore that to church. I wore that everywhere. And I would wash my hair faithfully every Friday night. And I would literally do the old fashioned a little girl plait and attach it,
Hmm.
attach plaits, and wrap my hair back up for church, for work, or whatever, right? And it was growing like weeds. So by time 2022 got here, I had the Shaka Khan fro. Really, it was 2021. It started the end of 2021. People were like, "How did your hair grow that fast?" And I was like, "You know what? I thought it was just me because it looks like this fro got start grow on it, right?" And I've cut my hair since that time and it's grown back. But every time I want to grow my hair back or I want to make sure my hair's in good condition, I use Wendy's products. Now, this is the Luscious Leave-In. Nope, we're going to start from the beginning. We have the Moisture Mint Cleanser. This smells fabulous. It has a tingle to it, and it has a sud, but it's not going to be sudsy like the stuff that you get from the store because it ain't got all that junk in it. But the one thing that's going to happen is when you rinse this out, it's called slip. And that means your hair is not dried
Hmm.
out. We wash our hair until we hear squeak, 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 which means there's
Mm-mm.
no oil.
Like,
So
mm-mm.
you just damaged your hair. It's clean, but it's damaged, right? So you get a good slip with the shampoo. I follow up with if I okay, my deep conditioner is the pumpkin cream. I'm just gonna open it because I love sniffing it. Oh Lord. Listen, you want to eat it. It tastes it just it smells like it tastes like the pie. And this is the pumpkin cream deep conditioner. I usually like to stay on 30 minutes to an hour, wrap my head up. If I really want to get into it, I will put it on and sleep all night. And I do, what do they call it? They call that the
Bag-
hot house, right? Effect.
Yes, so the what is it called? The greenhouse effect.
Right, the greenhouse effect.
Yeah.
And that's when you put your conditioner and you put a bag on it and you let it sit overnight. And it is supposed to do wonderful things for your hair, and it does. And then once I rinse out, I do the Luscious leave-in conditioner. Trust me, you can go right through your hair with your fingers with this. You do not have to comb your hair because I don't. I don't use the comb. I use my
Ooh.
fingers. And then I go in my scalp with the Super Protein Growth Serum, right? And then I twist it with the moisturizing twisting cream. And it does have a firm hold because you see my twist, right?
Mhm.
And they're soft, and they're soft. And so what happens, every morning when I go in the shower, of course, I got some mist going on. And so it gets limp.
Really.
I
Yeah.
just take the twisting cream every morning. I put it on the sides, put it through my twist, and walk out the door. So when I say low maintenance, right? But it's low maintenance because my hair now has products that is agreeing with it. Agreeing with, I tried twist outs. I wasn't good at twist outs, right? And I tried the curl outs. Those were okay. So if you want to try those, that's fine, right? Wendy, you were talking about the twist outs. And if you
I'm a
want
twist
more,
out girl.
yeah.
That's my jam.
And if
I'm
you
a
want,
lazy natural. That's why. So twist
I'm a
outs work
lazy
for me.
natural too. Yeah, that's why this is, yes. But Wendy has an ebook coming out. So if you
I
want
do.
more information, right, we ain't giving it all to you right now. You want more information about twist outs and curl outs, you're gonna have to check out her ebook. So tell us how we can get to that book.
It's not released yet. I'm finishing it up, but it should be
Mhm.
done in about it's supposed to be released when it comes up with my 10-year anniversary because Breewoo is going to
Okay.
be 10 years old in
Wow.
January. Like I've been doing this for 10 years.
Congrats.
And thank you. And I'm so proud of it because when I was just thinking about it, I'm like, yo, this has been 10 years.
Mhm.
So I decided to write an ebook, like, just to kind of chronicle what I went through going natural and building the business, and the need for for my natural hair. So the ebook should be released sometime in the end of December.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Crowned in Confidence because, I had a lot of challenges. So I'm excited, and it will be on my website once it's all ready.
So
So
tell us how we can get these products. I know, but let the people know. Because I'm a regular customer. I just go right in
yeah.
and click because it just comes up what I what I had last time. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, you
But
can
let
go to my website. It's at it's www.breewoo.com.
Mhm.
And I'm redoing my website right now, but it is up and functional right now. And actually, we're having a sale up until Saturday, so I don't know when this is going to be aired, but it's the holidays, so we're going to be having lots of sales,
Okay.
and we're going to have a lot of promotions for our 10-year anniversary as well. So stay tuned.
Now the funny thing is I know Wendy personally, so I have her personal information. I could contact her. And I had an eczema breakout on my face because I have eczema on my face, right? And I'm washing my hair, right? And of course it's dripping down or whatever. And I do my regular routine and I wake up the next morning and the blotches are gone. And I'm like, hmm. So the next day I use the cleanser, the shampoo, right? It's not shampoo, it's cleanser. I use a cleanser on my face. It's nice and soft. I use it for the rest of the week. When I tell you cleared it up, I immediately text, hey, Wendy, you may want to put this in a bottle for a face cleanser because this stuff works, right? So now you have a moisture mint cleanser for your hair and your face. I mean, it just worked for me. And if you have the cleanser, you may want to try that too, right?
I remember that was hilarious. I was like, say word.
I'm serious. End of the week, I said, let me try it before I contact her. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I really struggle with my skin too because of the eczema on my face. So I'm like, okay, I even love this product even more. Now, these are just a few of the products. This is the bundle that I get, but Wendy has so much more on there. Please go over there, check out what she has. And, if the product you're using ain't working for you, come on over and join us over here at the Breewoo Gang. Now, also, you have videos and you do teach backs and all that good stuff. How can they get to that?
Well, right now I'm just doing like videos on my platforms on social media. So I have a Facebook group that I mostly post a lot of my more intimate, videos on things that I'm not really sharing on my regular platform. So if you're in my group, you get to see those. But also I have an Instagram page. It's Breewoo underscore LLC, and my Facebook group is under Breewoo 74. So if you join us, you'll be able to see all of those things on those platforms.
Okay, great. So if you have any questions, now you know where to go to the natural hair care guru, Wendy Woodward. Listen, if you got the fastest growing hair care product in America right now, why are you going to go someplace else? Like I said, if your product works for you, good. But if you're starting the journey and you don't know where to go and you have questions, go to Wendy. Listen, she will
Yes.
answer your questions. She will give you sound advice. Even if you decide not to use her product, you still have information.
Yep.
So I thank you so much for being with us, Wendy.
Thank you.
I thank you for just staying in there 10 years. Most Black owned businesses by women in the United States falls after 4 years.
Wow.
So you have 10. And
10.
we're gonna make it 10 more because it's a
Thank you.
really good product. As an entrepreneur, she stands by her product. You contact her, any issues, she will make it happen for you. So, number one, thank you for being a business owner that stands on business.
Thank you.
And thank you for making a fabulous product that always keeps my hair together. I appreciate that. And you know what? I appreciate all of you that joined us today on the show. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. You can contact me, of course, at determinedwomendestiny@gmail.com. You can go to the website, determinedwomenofdestiny.com. You know what? No. You can go to YvonneMann.com.
You
Because
better go
I'm a
ahead, girl. You better
businessman.
go ahead.
Um, and you can
That's
ask me
my brand.
questions. You can, you can ask me about the newsletter, which is coming in January. I got some good stuff coming for you guys. And if you don't know, I am a life coach. So if you want to put some stuff in place starting in the new year, hey, give your girl a chance. You say you can, I say you can. Give me 30 minutes, we'll develop a plan, a blueprint for your success. So you guys, you make sure you keep doing what you're doing until what you're doing gets done. Until next time, y'all. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.